Well, the case against one of the 4 suspects arrested in connection with the disappearance of journalist Aserie Ndlovu and his partner Zodwa Mdhluli has been postponed. This morning, the case was moved from the Mamelodi Magistrates Court in Tshwane to the KwaMhlanga Magistrates Court in Mpumalanga. Our reporter Hasina Gori spoke to Mdhluli's son, Treasure, about the disappearance of his parents.
After a long day which began in Mamelodi Magistrates Court, we're now in KwaMhlanga in Mpumalanga, where the one suspect who is believed to be connected to the missing journalist Aserie Ndlovu and his partner Zodwa Mdhluli finally made a first appearance here in this court. The male made a brief appearance where he was charged with kidnapping. What we told was the matter was moved to this court because 3 other suspects were also arrested, and that matter and jurisdiction was all here in this region specifically. It's believed that 77 days ago, that's in the mid of February, Aserie was last seen in his home with his wife. Since then, there's been no information around the disappearance, but also the family has not seen the couple since then. We've been speaking with the family throughout this day, as well as other concerned parties, trying to get a sense of how they're feeling and to piece together. This has been quite a long investigation, and after no information, we saw these arrests taking place this weekend. Today now, that first appearance where the man made a first appearance here, he might find that we've been told by the state that they're going to add more charges. But I want to bring in right now the son, Treasure. We spoke earlier this morning where, you said that you were quite relieved that there was these arrests made. We've now seen the suspect make a first appearance here at the court. And from what you've told me, that this is someone that is known to you and the family.
Yeah, I think also just seeing the suspects has shaken us as a family because it's someone we know very well, and he was a very trusted person to us as a family. He was the one that was usually driving us around, because even with their disappearance, he was the one that literally drove me to the police station to open a missing persons case. So I spent most of the day with him trying to piece to get some information on what really happened to my parents, and he was there with me because he was the one that we all knew that when we're here and we need a ride around, he's the one that's handling that. So seeing him being part of this and being the first suspect shook us a bit as a family, but it also, as I said earlier on, the relief of getting the answers and knowing what's happening, it's giving us hope.
I know it's quite, as you explained, quite shaken, but if you can just take us back to that day and just what was the last sequence that you remember?
The last sequence with him?
Yes, or with your parents as well?
No, with my parents, the week that they disappeared, I was here for the weekend. And then on the 18th, I remember I spoke to my mom, and that was the last time I spoke to her. Started getting worried over the weekend because she usually calls frequently since I live in a different province. And that's when I started having concerns. The following week, I think on the 26th, that was, I think, on a Tuesday or Wednesday, that's when I came to KwaMhlanga to find out what's happening. That's when I noticed that the house was burgled, there was some furniture missing. And the following day is when I looked for him because I needed some transportation to go to the police station, open a missing persons case and all of that. So I found him the next day after I spent a day here. And then I was just with him, and he was just speaking of how concerned he was, but he couldn't get a hold of us as a family to give us the information that we could, our parents were missing. So the last time that I was with him, he just said that he was concerned, but he couldn't get a hold of us. And then I just spent most of the time with him until later on in the day when I found him in possession of some of the belongings of my parents, like my mom's ID copy, a certified one, the original car papers and stuff like that. But then I think I just never took it to heart in that manner because, as I said, he was a trusted person amongst the family. When he told me that he got those papers from my mom and stuff like that, I didn't really look that much into it. But now, when I'm seeing that the house was burgled and he's here as a suspect as well, I'm starting to question how he got a hold of all those sensitive documents from the family. So it's very hard.
We were told that, another suspect was also made an appearance this morning in this court. It was a minor. Are you aware of the other suspects at this stage?
I am not sure unless I see them. That's why I was so eager to come see who this first suspect was. So, but I do believe if it's people that were close to us as a family, or some of my dad's friends and stuff like that, it would be people that I'd be able to identify with people that we know, just as father is. But yeah, until I get to see them appearing in court, I wouldn't be sure.
Thank you so much. That is the son of one of the missing relatives, Zodwa, the wife of journalist Aserie Ndlovu, who was last seen in mid-February in their home.
That was Hasina Gori there for us.